New August Nintendo Direct leak, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate information, and a brand new Switch model?
Block content.
What's happening, my Block buddies, and welcome to a brand new episode of Block Content's Leak Speak. My name is Callum, and this is going to be your content for today. And kind of feels like we have information to break down every single day. Of course, you guys have been sending me so much that I don't really know what to believe of what I get sent in. But of course, when there's some information along with a picture, along with something that we can actually break down, well, then you have gotten my interest, right? So today we break down something that actually talks about a whole lot of games coming to a Nintendo Direct, supposedly on the 17th of August, which isn't that crazy far away. It'll actually just be, after the weekend. So I'm very curious to find out if this thing is real. It actually finally talks about the Mario 35th anniversary, but this time it actually says what games it's going to be including. So the previous leak that we actually discussed was just saying it's just going to be Mario 64. Well, this is actually taking a totally different stance on it. We get to talk about Super Mario 3D World Deluxe and some other games like ports of different games that might be coming to Nintendo Switch finally in some sort of HD upres. And there's a whole lot more than just that Nintendo Direct leak to break down, because we actually have information about something called the Nintendo Switch Plus and the Nintendo Switch Plus Lite. And it's broken down in extreme detail, so I can tell you guys all about this. If this ends up being real, it'll actually be something really cool that actually might get. I mean, it does kind of feel like the Nintendo Switch as of right now has a few issues. My Nintendo Switch has already, the Joy-Cons have started drifting a little bit. Stuff like that, really wants to get ironed out. So if they are doing a new model, I would be extremely excited about it. I mean, if I read the information in here and if this is any sort of truth, well, then we all get to be very excited about what's coming for Nintendo. And if this is all coming this year, then a year that's supposedly, very dry on Nintendo games will finally get a whole lot better. And of course, I've been answering many of you guys' questions about Smash Ultimate and new fighters in our show Question Blocked, where I answer your questions. What do I think of your favorite game? How do you start making YouTube videos? Well, whatever you can think of, send your question through to blockedcontentmail@gmail.com, and I will answer your questions live on the show in our next Question Blocked episode. And we are starting a brand new show here on Block Content. We heard you guys really want more content, different types of content on the show, and we're going to do a Let's Play show that's going to be a lot of different episodes and a lot of different series of games that you guys want to see. So comment down below what game you want me and a brand new partner you guys are going to get introduced to play on the show. All right, guys, let's head into the main topic of today. And the first thing that I actually wanted to talk about is that Nintendo Direct leak that talks about the 17th of August for a Nintendo Direct. So here we go. Nintendo information. It just has a couple of release dates and then some information. Pikmin 3 Deluxe, 10/30/2020. Doom Eternal, 10/16/2020. Bravely Default 2 will be 10/2/2020. Then Tomb Raider Ultimate Experience, 2/5/2020. Mass Effect Trilogy, Spring 2021. Hollow Knight Silksong is 12/4/2020. Time Splitters 1 and 2 HD is 1/15/2020. Then Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance to Nintendo Switch Online, starting with various Mario games, along with Super Mario RPG Legend of the Severed Stars at 9/3/2020. Then Super Mario 35th Anniversary Special featuring Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy will then arrive on the 9th. Then Super Mario 3D World Deluxe is the 11/20/20. So that's going to be really cool because that's my birthday. I would be really excited if that was actually the case. And then they go on to say a little bit more. This isn't included in this Direct, but circulating around a Pokemon presentation, and September or early October, another Nintendo Direct in January to feature both Breath of the Wild 2, among other Zelda-related titles, and a few other IPs. There were talks of Breath of the Wild 2 launching in November with the Switch XL, a hardware refresh with unlocked Marco chip, 8GB RAM, 8-inch 1080p glass screen, provided by Sharp, dual batteries, docked 4K upscaling using NVIDIA's AI, not the DSSL 2.0, next Mario 3D platformers aiming at a holiday 2022, with Metroid Prime being the summer game. No date is given, but Nintendo is creating a new IP that will shake up the visual novel genre. That's all I can share for now. And let's also break down that image, right? I mean, that is like the editing bay or, the mixing bay of the Nintendo Direct, with of course showing that it's 38 minutes and 12 seconds in length, which is totally crazy, really cool. If this is a fake, then someone really did their homework with this and made something really special. But if this ends up being real, then it is a huge leak, and Nintendo has a pretty terrible year this year as far as leaks are concerned, so this would then also be something to be concerned about. But yes, we get to move on to a little bit more information about that Nintendo Switch Plus, which is funny, right? This leak also talked about some new Nintendo Switch version, and here we have Nintendo Switch Plus and Nintendo Switch Plus Lite. The new consoles are called Nintendo Switch Plus and Nintendo Switch Plus Lite. It uses the plus symbol for marketing. The Nintendo Switch Plus has a slightly bigger screen than the original Nintendo Switch, but it can still work with the old Switch docks. It comes with a new dock that is chunky and works better with the Switch Plus, and you can use the base Switch on it. The dock, instead of being just something that casts the Switch to your TV, actually improves the quality, the way it runs, and the connection. The networking and Wi-Fi improves by a long shot. You can use the old Switch on the new dock, which is something that is currently being planned to be sold separately from launch, and it will improve the old Switch in terms of networking and speed, such as loading times. The Switch Plus Joy-Cons are different from the regular Joy-Cons, which, surprise, will also be compatible with the base Switch and is also going to be most likely sold separately at launch. They have a more stable connection to the console. The R and L triggers and are bigger and they are better to click. The ZL and ZR are pushed back a little, but they also feel much nicer. The buttons are the exact same, and the stick is a huge improvement. It's not clanky and it doesn't feel weird or gross. It's more durable, bigger, and it feels closer to the Pro Controller, but not as good as the Pro Controller. The actual connection and network of the Switch Plus is better locally and online. Local connections can connect further away and have a stable connection, and the same for online connections. You will receive 1,000 My Nintendo Gold points for transferring data from a Nintendo Switch or a Nintendo Switch Lite to a Switch Plus or a Switch Plus Lite. The Switch Plus Lite is pretty much the same improvements on its console or the Switch Plus also gets better improvements on its networking in terms of local and online functionality. And then the Switch Plus Lite has changeable attachable shells. Both Switch Plus consoles will have improved battery life of about an hour, and the Switch Plus will release in July of 2021, and this Plus Lite will release in October 2021. Switch Plus will be $350 and the Plus Lite will be $275. Now, everything about this screams to me like, yeah, I think Nintendo is planning something like this. So even if this is not real, it does actually make me think, wait, it might be time for something like this to finally actually happen, right? I mean, there's so many problems with the Nintendo Switch right now and stuff that I'm experiencing on a daily basis that doesn't make it all that much fun to actually play games that use the Joy-Con with Joy-Con drift and everything. Right now, Zelda Breath of the Wild is pretty much unplayable, so stuff like that really hits you, right? So having something that really changes up the Switch, the Switch Plus or even the Switch Plus Lite, I think would be a really great new addition, right? And the final thing that I need to talk about really quickly is that Nintendo of America, of course, tweeted out that picture of Mario, and it actually says something about a previous leak that happened a little while ago, right? Leaks and clarifications. Are there any normal directs coming this year? Yes, at least one. One is for sure happening, including holiday 2020 releases, and the other one may be postponed to early 2021. Anything about Smash characters, Nintendo's current strategy is to generate discussion and speculation. They leaked stuff on purpose for this. The SNK trademark leak was no accident. Why was ARMS revealed before Min Min? It ruins the hype. Same thing, Nintendo is testing e-speculation. Now, they need to see if arguing about the characters works because they plan to reveal a character from a game with like 100 playable characters. Why doesn't Nintendo do directs anymore? It's a corporate decision that not many agree with, but if you interview them, they say they agree. Truth is, they have to commit. The reason is that directs weren't working as planned, with big announcements were taking the spotlight, and the other games weren't being as discussed as Nintendo intended. Nintendo wants to give them more visibility, so some more expected announcements will get separate trailers so that these get discussed separately by the customers. On a separate note, everything that happened in the world changed a lot of scheduling, and it even affected simple stuff like song selections for Smash. It sounds dumb, but that's actually happening. So I really wanted to talk about this too, because a lot lot of you guys are saying, where are the directs? What is Nintendo doing with the schedule for the characters? Well, this answers a lot of it if we are to believe this, right? Nintendo wants to, shake up the speculation game and basically try out new strategies to see how we will react to different reveals being, smaller, bigger, or even hinted at before, right? If we know the franchise and stuff like that, which I thought was very interesting. So I'm actually very curious what you guys all think of this. If you comment down below, that could actually be featured and read out loud in our next video. And today's comment question is, do you actually think we'll get a new version of the Switch, right? And Switch Plus or something like that? Well, as for a previous comment question winner, our answer actually comes to us from our user, the Super Smash Bro 596, saying, okay, a Lego Mario game would be really rad. As a fan of the TT developed Lego games, Mario is a franchise that would be perfect for the Lego treatment. I don't necessarily believe this leak, but I sincerely think a Lego Super Mario game for Switch would be absolutely perfect. Seeing minifigure versions of the Mario cast, bringing back deep cuts like Wart or Tatanga, it could even have content from Yoshi's Island and Donkey Kong Country, being set in the same universe. The hub world could be a mishmash of various Mario locales, from Peach's Castle to Yoshi's Island to the standard Mario Fair, Bowser's Castle, and perhaps even Subcon. The Lego Mario toy could be utilized in some way, but minifigures and big figs are the main focus. Plus, Mario minifigs would just be rad. And just imagine Charles Martinet speaking full sentences. Let's be real here, we all want a Lego Mario game. Well, Super Smash Bro 596, I totally agree. I think that if Traveler's Tales would make a game like this, a lot of people would love it. I mean, they've been doing crazy good work with a lot of huge different franchises. I mean, just think about the Avengers games and the stuff like Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter. Just so many great, cool open world stuff. And if that comes to Mario, that's going to be even more awesome of a crossover. So I'm totally in for that. I hope minifigs are actually in the works. A lot of people have asked the people at Nintendo and the people at Lego, and they kind of, talked very slyly about, well, this is what we are doing right now. As for other things, we can't comment on it. So we don't have an answer if minifigs are coming, but they know that we want them. Well, thank you guys so much for sending in your comments. These are always so much fun to read through. And I want to give a big shout out to our Patreon supporters. It is a crazy time in the world right now, and the idea that you guys would be supporting a channel like this warms my heart so much and makes me so happy to make these videos for you guys every day. So if you want to support too, please go to patreon.com/blockedcontent, because there's a bunch of incredible rewards there and they're waiting for you. And remember, if you're not yet a member of the Blocked Content family yet, please hit subscribe now, smash that like button, and ring the bell for notifications. And all the news and fun that you care about will be delivered on the daily to you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you around the corner where there's always more Blocked Content. See ya!